What do you think when you see it?
Stay alive. I knew that I had to survive this. I went up like that with my hands up to show no threat.
This was a lynching on video.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendants.
I think the verdicts lit a match, but the tinder was already in place and very dry.
Are you able to forgive those cops? Have you let those demons go? Did you hang on to that money or did you throw it away?
Can we all get along? Can we get along?
March 3rd, 1991, 25-year-old Rodney King is thrust from obscurity to a national symbol of police brutality. The brutal beating that took place here along Foothill Boulevard in Los Angeles, California, would reverberate across the country. A city in flames. Entire neighborhoods burned to the ground. Now, 2 decades later, what's it like to be the man whose beating, seen round the world, ignited one of the worst race riots in U.S. history? Rodney King, now 45, usually begins his day on a skateboard. The exercise, he says, keeps his muscles from stiffening. One side effect from all his injuries. But skateboarding also brings him peace from a haunting past and the demons he's battled for the last 20 years.
Do you still have nightmares?
Yeah, I do.
What's a nightmare? Do you wake up like
Tossing and turning. Sometimes even hearing the voices, that was going on that night. Hands behind your back. Lay down. Get down, get down. Get down, you effing, those words, and so I'll have to wake up and, oh, hey man, it's all right. Look outside and it's all green, blue. That time has passed on, but the nightmares and the memories is still there,
So take me back to that night 20 years ago. And you're driving along, you were in your Hyundai.
We were coming from a friend of mine's house.
King's nightmare begins just after midnight. He and 2 friends, out celebrating, head west on the 210 freeway.
I had just gotten word that my old construction company had called me to come back to work that following Monday.
But the celebration is cut short. State police clock King's car going 110 miles per hour and immediately start a nearly 8-mile high-speed chase through LA neighborhoods. King has always maintained he may have been speeding, but only a little. However, in this rare interview, he sets the record straight.
I was doing 100. I did every bit of 100, and I'm not proud of it.
Why didn't you stop?
Because I had a job to go to that Monday, and I knew I was on parole, and I knew I wasn't supposed to be drinking. And I'm like, oh my God.
Following our interview, Rodney King agrees to relive those terrifying moments by taking me back to the scene.
Coming down to 210.
As we retrace his steps, we discuss those split-second decisions.
My mind was rattling. Either I can get off and go over here to my ex-wife's house, because her daddy is a San Bernardino retired police. At this time, I'm thinking, where can I go? I exit here on Paxton.
So when you exited here, were they behind you? Could you see them?
No, they weren't. They were nowhere in sight. When I came to this light right here, that's when I noticed the helicopter. He's way in front of me, the lights beaming down, going across the streets. My heart is like, my body's hot, and I'm scared, nervous, because I knew it was gonna be pretty much a beating from running from him at that point.
Where'd you pull over?
I seen all those apartments over there, so I said, oh man, let me stop right here. If it goes down, somebody will see it.
Once he stops, they are surrounded by police. King's two friends are arrested without incident.
Put your hands up.
But Rodney King would have a much different fate.
When I opened the door, she said, take 3 steps back away from the car, which I did that. Took 3 steps back. When I took the 3 steps back, said lay down. So when I laid down like this. And my face was facing this way so I could see him. And they said, no, put your effing head down, face down. When I finally faced down, he, bam, took the blow, bam, a real hard blow to the temple.
What were they saying to you?
We're gonna kill you, nigga. We're gonna kill you, nigga, run. I knew I was doomed for death. So when he said that, I just looked for a clearance, just kind of like blocking and looking for a clearance. When he did that, I just looked, and then I went up like that to run this way with my hands up to show no threat. And that's when I didn't know, but my leg was broke.
Look closely at the beginning of this unedited version of the video. You can see King does try to get up and run. He appears to lift his arms before falling to the ground. It's this portion of the video that later impacts a jury's decision.
Blood is just gushing down the street. Felt death, you know, death wasn't far away.
What's it like coming here and getting down on the street and reliving this again?
I can't believe I'm alive to get down there. I can't believe I'm alive today.
King says the chase and the beating last a combined 15 minutes. 15 minutes of hell. He sustains more than 50 baton blows and shocks by a taser gun. But it's not over. Somehow, he has to find the strength to survive. As the ambulance rushes him to a nearby hospital, he begins to find it more and more difficult to breathe.
I was blowing the blood out of my sinuses and out of my mouth so I could breathe.
King's injuries, which include 11 fractures, are too severe to be treated at Pacifica Hospital. So he has to be rushed to the trauma unit at USC Medical Center. His initial surgery takes 3 doctors working 5 hours straight to keep him alive.
It was incredible how many fractures there were.
In a CNN interview in 1994, the ophthalmologist who treated King said some bones were so pulverized they were like grains of sand.
We're surprised that he actually was alive.
When you finally woke up, do you remember the first time you saw your reflection?
Yes. I just started crying when I looked at myself. I was like, will I ever look normal again?
In severe pain and depressed by the possibility of more jail time, King knows he has to tell his side of the story. But who would believe him? There is no evidence. Or so he thinks.
This is history. This is history. We finally caught the Loch Ness Monster with a camcorder.
Coming up, a city explodes in rage. And later, Rodney King, a life haunted by demons.
Do you still have issues when it comes to addiction?